hi there. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back here again, climbing back here, recording vocals for my song Downed. And that title was taken from a song by Cheap Trick called Downed on their second album, In Color. Yeah, Downed is on In Color. And it's also featured in the film Over the Edge. And it's like the greatest song. I should never be naming a song of mine after a great song like that. But I just loved it so much, and I loved the sentiment of it. And I was like living the downed lifestyle at the time. This is in the 90s when I was in a rock and roll band, and I was very dramatic, you know, with myself. But anyway, I was in the song. I think he's getting downed with pills. I wasn't doing that. I don't like opioids or barbiturates or any of that kind of stuff. But you know, you can get mentally downed, and this tune is kind of like about that. And completely different song, has no connection. I just loved the title Downed, and when I wrote this song I started saying Downed, even though the song has nothing to do with that song. I just get ideas from people. But I highly recommend that record. And if you can ever get a hold of Steve Albini's version of it, it's even more fun. I mean, they're both versions are amazing, but it's cool to hear what Albini did with them. Alright, so here's the song. I want to play it back. I'm going to do a rough mix. I've been singing in here all night. Originally, I thought, hey, maybe that little scratch vocal I did another video where I did a scratch vocal, and I thought, well, you know, maybe that one's pretty good, and maybe I can keep it, you know, because I was listening to the video and thinking it was okay, but when I got here and started playing it back, there were just little things that started bugging me, and then I was like, you know what, if I'm going to start worrying about that, I might as well sing that whole verse over. And it's really hard to sing this song. It's like one long song kind of vocally, like the first verse is all the way to the chorus, then you stop the first phrase, then the second verse, it starts, you sing all the way through the chorus till that ends, then the third verse does the same thing, and there's two choruses on the second and third verse. So once you start singing, you have to sing everything for that for that verse and chorus. So it didn't really work well to like dip in and out. I basically just had to hit it all, you know, in one go. And once I heard like words, like it'd be like a word that I didn't like the way it sounded, or I didn't like the way I was hitting it. And the one thing I'll say about on the playback is that I have yet to take it into Audacity and adjust levels. So there's lines where I hit something really hard. I might take that into Audacity and pull, you know, I'll highlight the part where I yell or, you know, say something really heavy. And I'll highlight it, pull it down like 3 dB, maybe 1 to 2 dB, maybe 5 dB. Usually it's like 2 dB that I'll pull it down just to make it even with the last thing I said. So one thing is not way louder than the other. It's the kind of thing that you know, have a professional engineer help you with, like they're adjusting the level as you go. Plus they can get the mic very consistent, you know. And if you learn how to work the mic, which I was trying to do, like when it's loud, you sing away a little bit on the softer stuff, the croonier stuff, because you know, I'm more of like a crooner type, I guess. I get close to the mic, and then when I'm going to hit it hard, I go a little bit that way. Okay, so I'm going to play back the whole tune. This is like a rough mix of the song. This is this is the 8th song for my record, or the other song's the 8th song. I've got 8 songs, and I wanted to make it a 10-song record. So I've got 2 more songs I've got to write. I'm hoping by the time that I finish the vocals on the other one and start, you know, mixing these songs up a little bit, I'll have something so I can quickly jump into that, because it's really annoying when you can't get a song to come out. I'm sure that those of you out there in Zoomland know what I'm talking about. It's like really irritating. It just doesn't always just happen. You have to kind of wait for it. And you have to do stuff. It doesn't just happen by accident. It won't wait for you. You have to be, you know, encouraging it. But it won't just happen, for me, it doesn't just happen from trying over and over and over and sitting all day with it. I just have to have an awareness that I want songs to come out, and that's the first step. Alright, so, the mastering effect. We're going to go to this up here. First, before you do anything, bring your fader down, like basically bring it all the way down so you don't blow your ears up, because it's going to be a lot louder with all the EQ and effects added in. Alright, so we're going to go to the effect button, and we're going to pick, I've got an algorithm mic right now, I'm going to move it to mastering. So let's roll it over with the wheel. Once I see mastering, I'm going to come down to the input screen and make sure it says master, as opposed to like 1 or 2, 3 and 4, you know, in little groups of channels to get the whole, strip, the whole channel strip. Then I'm going to go to edit, and then we have crossovers are at 50, the low and the high. The sense high I'm going to move to 5. The sense mid I'm going to move down to 5, and the sense low way back down to 5. That's too much low end on anything. The mix I'm going to bring that up to 5. The mix mid I'm going to bring that up to 5. And then the other one, the low, that's already on 5. Okay, and then the normalizer, gain, I'm going to take that to 0. Don't need that. The 3-band EQ, this is what I do. I learned this on the Zoom forum way back in the day. 5, it likes 5s. And it just something about it, it lifts kind of these weak preamps up a little bit. It just gives you a little a ground floor to work from. Okay, that's the 3-band EQ, 555. The dimension reso type off. Patch level 24, ZNR 1. I'm going to move it to Z off. I don't need that. Yeah, everything's good. All right, so now I'm going to turn off my front row. Turn off my front row. And go to the back row. And let's just start by playing back these drums. Let's see what happens when we play these drums back. Something else might pop on that I don't realize is on, but right now let's just, there we go. Start with the bass drum. May not read on the camera that well, the microphone doesn't go down that far. Okay, so there we have the drums. Let's go back in time. Go up to the top row now and start adding stuff in. This song kind of just takes off and goes. There's not much build up. That's the lead guitars are going to go in that area. Okay, so somebody on the channel asked me the other day, a very nice friend of the channel asked a question, yeah, how come you're recording the drums first, then the guitar? You're supposed to do the bass and the drums together. And I completely agree. If you're in a room with people, you really want to get the rhythm section recorded first, like the bass the bass player and the drummer working together, like coming up with a part together and eyeing each other as you record it, all that kind of thing I'm totally into. But because it's the one-man band creation type thing, really doesn't matter what order you put it in. But it is up to you to create a vibe between the drums and the bass guitar. So that's always the goal. But I don't think it really matters what order. Other people have asked me too, if you're a bass player, it would probably make more sense to go from drums to bass and then guitar. I came to the bass out of necessity, for my own stuff, and I really like playing it, but I'm not like a great bass player with these amazing parts. So I usually come up with the guitar part first. I'm drumming to the guitars, which was like a John Bonham, Jimmy Page thing too. They kind of work towards each other. And then I make the bass, work with the drums. All right, so let's just see what it sounds like without the vocals. We'll start it from the beginning. I'm also going to quickly add 5 on the vocals. So I'm going to the vocal, I'm going to hit on pan EQ, and you hit that up here on the far right. It's on the second row of buttons up there. You hit pan EQ, I'm going to go 5 on the high, on the mid and the high, and then come down to the low and add a little 5 on that. And then I'm going to go over to the double track that I did and add it on that as well. And the double track is only on the choruses, so there's no other double track. The verses are just, just me on my own, and then the double track is me with myself helping. All right, so let's one more time rip it off from the beginning and see what it sounds like. All right, so let's see what it sounds like when the vocals are on. Oops, I need to cut this mic off, and that would mean unplugging it. Thank God it didn't make any more feedback. That would have been really loud. All right, so this might take a second to get the vocals right. Let me see what it sounds like. Because the vocal, I only had one track. Okay, so what I usually do with vocals and pretty much everything, not everything, but certain things, like the guitars I don't have to do double because I recorded two of them at once. But on the vocal, I'm going to make a copy of the vocal and then just bring it over and it'll be on another track. It won't be a double track, it'll be the exact same vocal. But I've found that by bringing another track in, it boosts everything by about 3 dB and it just works. I don't know, the machine seems to like it. So I started doing that along with those 5s. I started doing this doubling of everything. Okay, hold on, let me just kind of ease this into this. Okay, I think that everything is too loud because the vocal's not that loud. But I can remedy that, like I said, by doubling it. That'll give it more power. That's what I usually do. And I think these guitars are cranked too much to play back. I'm going to see how that adjustment worked. Okay, one more time. Let me ride that this time a little bit so I can kind of work the vocal in and out of the sounds. And I want to make sure the guitars are heavy. Here we go. fade on there. So that was really rough. Hopefully it didn't sound too terrible. I could tell that the double track was too hot. That'll be subtle. It's just there to give it a little juice and separate it from the verse, because otherwise it'd just be, everything would be together. That little moment, the little double track, I think gives it a little cutout so that it sounds more groovy, you know, like sounds like a chorus. So that one, the only thing I'm going to have to do now is double that vocal, like I said, and go in and just do my little tweaking and all that. And then I feel like that one's okay. I tried to do another little harmony there, like a had a tiny brainstorm, I didn't write it down. I was going to kind of whisper it like, had a tiny brainstorm, I didn't. But it just added nothing. Every once in a while, a whisper track, like you literally like whisper the stuff, or just singing low is cool. It just gives it like some extra stuff. But in this case, it was distracting. And I've learned with this song, like less is more. And this is kind of my version of it. There was an original band version, and this is kind of the version that I play live. So it's probably different from the original one that we recorded back in the day. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Hope this all made sense. If you have any specific questions about the machine or what I know about it or how I might help you, please reach out. And I'm hoping to get back into this major you know, just hoping to get through the situations I'm going through right now, and using the music to help alleviate stress. And hopefully you're doing the same thing with your music. And I highly advise that, you know, anytime you're going through major periods of stress, to try to keep your music going, because I really think it helps. I think it you have a tendency to, you know, get distracted from everything going on and avoid it and say, oh, I'll do it later, don't have time right now. But trying to continue to keep it going, I think really helps. Even though it does take time to do it, it helps, and it distracts from, you know, the problems you're going through. All right, so hope I can help next time.